Hello everyone, welcome back to Adhyaya Hub. Today we'll see the current affairs of 28th August 2026, uh, drawn from Prajavani newspaper. So the first article is about Jan Dhan scheme. ಇದು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಇವತ್ತಿಗೆ 12 ವರ್ಷಗಳಾಯಿತು. ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಇದೆ. So the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, it has completed 12 years and there are 59 plus crore accounts opened under the scheme. So total deposits of 3.17 lakh crores. It was launched on 28th August 2014 by PM. 55.7% of accounts are held by women. 77.8% are in rural and semi-urban areas. Average deposit per account is 5,356. Now this has, in 12 years, this has increased 3.4 times. Deposits have risen 12.8 times, while the number of accounts has grown 2.3 times from 2015 to 2026. Accounts have helped extend insurance and pension coverage through Jan Suraksha schemes. So some of the Jan Suraksha schemes are Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bhima Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bhima Yojana. Who is the nodal ministry who is looking after these schemes? Ministry of Finance, Department of Financial Services. Now, what is this Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana? It is a national mission on financial inclusion. It provides a zero balance basic savings bank account to every unbanked household. So under this Yojana, anybody can open an account while they don't have to maintain a minimum balance in that account. And also, by opening this account, they will get a free RuPay debit card, and also an accidental insurance cover, and access to overdraft facility, and access to insurance and pension schemes. Once this account is open, they can apply for insurance schemes, pension schemes, like these schemes, Jan Suraksha schemes. They can apply for these schemes also. The Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana forms the foundation of the Jan Dhan Aadhaar Mobile Trinity, described as a diversion-proof mechanism for direct benefit transfer. So this is a cornerstone concept. Jan Dhan Aadhaar Mobile enables the government to transfer subsidies or welfare payments directly into beneficiaries' bank accounts, cutting out middlemen and leakage. So this is a major administrative reform thing. So once this account is created, whenever you are applying for any schemes, or you are utilizing any government schemes, then the money from the government will directly fall into your bank account, and it will not go through any middlemen. Earlier it used to happen, sometimes the scheme money used to go to the post office, and you go to the post office and then you collect the money. So in earlier days, very in olden days, it used to happen like that. Now due to this direct benefit transfer system, the money directly comes to your bank account. So this is a Jan Dhan Aadhaar Mobile Trinity. You give your Aadhaar card, and you have your mobile, and you have your bank account open. You have the money from the scheme directly into your bank account. So why this Yojana matters structurally? Financial inclusion is treated as a precondition for effective welfare delivery, not just a banking statistic. Without a bank account, direct benefit transfer, insurance, and pension schemes cannot reach the poor. So this is for the welfare of the society also. So you can use this in your mains. How is the scheme inclusive for the welfare of the people? The shift in policy emphasis, officials now stress evaluating the Jan Dhan Yojana not by number of accounts opened, but by usage. So it is reflected in the average deposit growing 3.4 times, seen as evidence of behavioral change rather than just financial access. So due to this, what happens when the account is opened, they can keep savings in their account also. They can make FD and keep. The people who are a little bit literate, they can make FD and keep. So in rural areas and all, you can converge this with other schemes also. Just this Jan Dhan Yojana is an entry point for the life insurance, for accident insurance, for Atal Pension Yojana, pension for unorganized sector workers. So once you have this Jandan, you open a bank account via this Jandan Yojana, you can also apply for these life insurance, accident insurance, pension insurance, and all. If you see gender and rural inclusion, 55.7% women are account holders, and 77.8% of rural and semi-urban accounts are opened via this scheme. Um, and this scheme is usually cited as a women's economic empowerment tool, especially since many DBT schemes for women like maternity benefits, LPG subsidies, and the Ujjwala route through the Jandhan accounts. And this has also got a global recognition as the world's largest financial inclusion initiative. Earlier, women would not have an account, no, they would rely on their husbands or their son, and they used to, how do they save their money? They used to save their money in dabbas in kitchen. But once they have a bank account of their own, they they can utilize the other benefits of banks for loans, maybe for accidental insurance. For all these, they can save money for themselves. Next article is about the drought declaration. Now this will be declared step by step. ಅದನ್ನೇ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಹಂತ ಹಂತವಾಗಿ ಬರ ಘೋಷಣೆಗೆ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ. Karnataka's phased drought declaration for 178 taluks for the Kharif season, including political. So this is about the article. Now, what is the Deputy CM and the Revenue Minister G. Parameshwar saying is, Karnataka reviews drought conditions every 15 days per central government guidelines. If a continuous gap of 3 weeks or more without rain occurs, that period gets added to the drought affected assessment. Hence, drought is being declared phase-wise or incrementally, not all at once. 178 taluks are facing severe soil moisture deficit. Of these, 86 taluks face extreme deficit and 92 taluks moderate deficit, adversely affecting early stage crop growth. Over the last decade's average, 132 taluks have seen groundwater levels drop. This year's reservoir storage is lower than last year's same period figure. So next summer, more than 2,000 gram panchayats are estimated to face drinking water problems. So the preparations are underway. Due to this deficit of rainfall, there is sowing shortfall also from 1 June to 26 August. Against an expected 666 millimeter, only 465 millimeter rainfall occurred. So there is 30% rainfall deficit. And many taluks are also facing this rainfall deficit. If you see sowing, there was a target of 84.10 lakh hectares to be sowed, but only 71% of the hectare have been sown. That is 60 lakh hectares have been sown. And if you see the horticulture, only 69% of the target area has been sown. Even sown crops are suffering from inadequate rainfall for growth. So overall, you can say that due to rainfall deficit, there is shortage of sowing of crops also. So what are the current relief measures? 758 villages is being supplied water via 149 tankers, 714 private borewells rented for water supply, 151 lakh tons of fodder stock collected. So for this drought management, there is the expenditure is estimated at 635 crore. 306 crore for drinking water supply, 329 crore for in district collector's PD account, and 25 crore in fodder seed kit distribution. 49 lakh farmers have enrolled in crop insurance. So in drought classification and declaration process, so India's drought manual, it uses indicators like rainfall, deviation, soil moisture, vegetation indices, and reservoir storage. Karnataka's practice of declaring drought taluk-wise and phase-wise rather than a single statewide declaration reflects the decentralized criteria-based approach mandated by the National Disaster Management Guidelines on Drought. So this is the central guidelines where you have to declare it phase wise, not entire state at once you say it is drought. Phase by phase, you're going to declare that this taluk is drought borne, or this prone, or this taluk is drought prone, these many taluks are drought prone, in 3 weeks we didn't have rainfall, so it will then be declared as a drought prone. So this is how drought declaration is going to happen. Next is about a new app called as Jala Asti. So Karnataka's Jala Asti water asset app and web portal launch for rural water infrastructure management. Karnataka's Panchayat Raj Minister Ishwar Khandre launched the Jala Asti app and web portal at Vidhan Sauda for digital documentation and conservation of rural water assets. What is the purpose? To curb fake billing and digitally record existing rural water infrastructure, borewells, overhead tanks, open wells, pump houses, water purification units, balancing tanks or lakes, laboratories, and hand pumps. So, through this app, they will come to know how much water is being used. ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾವ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ವಾಟರ್ ಇನ್ಫ್ರಾಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಇದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ, ಬೋರ್ವೆಲ್ ಇದೆಯಾ, ಓವರ್ ಹೆಡ್ ಟ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಇದೆಯಾ, ಓಪನ್ ವೆಲ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಯಾ, ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ವಾಟರ್ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ವಾಟರ್ ಯೂಸೇಜ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಆಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. So financial scale of rural drinking water works. 67,000 crore total has been broken down as 30,000 crore under the single village drinking water scheme, 37,000 crore under the multi-village drinking water scheme, together covering 29,000 works statewide. So under the VBG Ramji scheme, 7,700 borewells have been recharged, explicitly linked to preventing drought-driven migration. The state has over 3 lakh water source assets. So the three-tier verification mechanism for accountability. In the first stage, assistant executive engineers physically visit and verify all assets. In the second stage, those engineers will re-verify 5% of assets. In third stage, they will verify 2% of assets. Contractors and engineers are held responsible if discrepancies found in the work quality or billing. Digital governance for asset accountability. So this is the textbook case of using geotagging and digital asset registers to curb corruption. The same principle is seen in VBG Ramji scheme also, where water or sanitation assets are geotagged on the Viksit Bharat National Rural Infrastructure Stack. Now this reflects a broader e-governance trend. That is, the government also is using the digital platforms to curb the corruption or to get the real data. Karnataka's single village or multi-village drinking water schemes is operating under the umbrella of the Jal Jeevan Mission, the center state cost sharing water supply program aiming for Har Ghar Jal. So what are single village schemes? It is simpler localized water source and supply system for one village. Multi-village schemes, a shared source supplying piped water to a cluster of villages. It is usually needed where individual villages lack adequate local water sources. So you can use these schemes along with the VBG Ramji scheme and then write it in your mains. The last is about transfer of Mangalore's railway network to South Western Railway, which ends decades of tri-jurisdictional administration. So Mangalore's railway network was being administered by 3 of them. That is, by Palakkad division of Southern Railway, by Mysore division of South Western Railway, and from the KRCL also. So 3 people used to administer this railway. That means people or any goods going through this train has to give or take approval from these 3 administrations. So it would be very difficult. Now what happened as the railway board has decided to transfer the Mangaluru area up to Ullal from the Palakkad division of Southern Railway to the Mysuru division of South Western Railway. This change will take place from 1st October 2026. The interchange point between South Western Railway and Southern Railways will shift from Padil to Ullal. Tokkur will remain with KRCL, that with Kerala's railways, serving as KRCL Southern Western interchange, meaning Mangalore's railway network was previously split 3 ways. That is, Southern Railways Southern Western Railways and KRCL, and this reform consolidates most of its under one zone. So key stations will be Mangalore Central and Mangaluru Junction up to Ullal now will fall under South Western Railways Mysore Division. Preparatory steps include transfer of posts, calling options from staff, and relocation of control boards. So, job openings irbodu railways ಅಲ್ಲಿ keep an eye on that. Dakshin Kannada MP Captain Brijesh Chauta was a key political driver, having pursued this demand with Union Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnav. Why was Mangalore's railway split across zones? Historically, the region fell under multiple administrative umbrellas because railway lines were built or extended at different times by different agencies. So there was Konkan Railway, which was built the coastline. The older meter gauge lines to Kerala fell under Southern Railway, and the Mangaluru Hassan Mysore line falls under Southwestern Railway. So historically, due to many agencies and all, this Mangalore Railway came under the three jurisdiction. This created coordination difficulties. Passengers, goods coordination, infrastructure projects in Mangaluru required navigating three different administrative authorities. So this is an example of one region, multiple masters. Now it is not there. Now it came under Southwestern Railway. Now the problem is solved. So Indian Railway has 19 zones, each headed by a general manager, which is further divided into divisions headed by divisional railway managers. Southwestern Railway is headquartered at Hubballi, Karnataka. It was formed in 2003 by carving territory out of Southern Railway, South Central Railway, and Central Railway zones. Now we have one region, one administrative authority. So the court justification given was to reduce jurisdictional fragmentation, to improve coordination, planning, and accountability. So this is a classic public administration efficiency principle, applicable well beyond railways also. So this reform illustrates how sustained sector-specific advocacy by a local MP produced a concrete administrative outcome. What are the expected benefits for coastal Karnataka from this is simplified administration for passengers and freight, streamlined infrastructure planning and project execution, better alignment of railway development with Karnataka's coastal economic development priorities. Since projects can now be planned historically from Mangaluru Central up to the region's periphery under one division, potential for improved connectivity projects linking Mangaluru to North Karnataka via Bengaluru-Mangaluru route upgrades. So Karnataka specific significance, if you see, it brings all railway infrastructure in a key Karnataka coastal city fully under a Karnataka headquartered zone. So earlier, this one Mangaluru was under the Kerala's thing. No, now everything comes under Karnataka's administration. So it ties into the broader Mysuru Revenue Division's railway economic connectivity development narrative. So this is all about today's article. Thank you.